Welcome to 5-Point Prep, your fast track to a 5 on the AP US History exam. This is Unit 1, Chapter 1, Point 1, Contextualizing Period One, the years 1491 to 1607. Before there was a United States, before a single permanent English colony, three worlds were about to collide: the Americas, Europe, and West Africa. In this chapter, we set the stage for everything that comes next. Let's get into it. First, what are we aiming at? The exam has 4 parts. Multiple choice is 55 questions and 40% of your score. Short answer questions, the SAQs, are 20%. The document-based question, the DBQ, is 25%, and the LON essay, the LEQ, is 15%. It's all typed in the Blue Book app now. Here's the good news. This course gives you both things that win it: the content, slide by slide, and the memory tricks to lock it in. We go unit by unit, chapter by chapter, with a recap and practice questions at the end of every unit. The whole course is 9 chronological periods, from 1491 all the way to today. We're starting at the very beginning, Period 1. Now, be smart about this. Unit 1 is only 4 to 6% of the exam by itself. But the ideas you learn here, the Columbian exchange, complex native societies, Spanish colonization, they reappear as context in questions across every later unit. So a little work now pays off all year long. Here's the single question that drives all of Period 1. What happened when the Americas, Europe, and West Africa met one another? To answer that on the exam, you need a historian's skill called contextualization, the ability to set the scene, to describe the bigger situation surrounding an event. So before the collision, let's snapshot each of the 3 worlds as they stood around 1491. 3 worlds. The Americas, home to tens of millions of people in diverse, sophisticated societies. Europe, a patchwork of rising nation-states, hungry for wealth and a faster sea route to the riches of Asia. And West Africa, powerful kingdoms made rich by trade across the Sahara. None of them empty, none of them simple. Let's take them one at a time. World 1, the Americas. This was not an empty wilderness. Tens of millions of people lived here in wildly varied societies. In Mesoamerica and South America, you had great empires. The Mexica, also called the Aztec at their capital Tenochtitlan, the Inca in the Andes, the Maya. In North America, the city of Cahokia, near modern St. Louis, held as many as 20 to 30,000 people, larger than London at the time. Societies adapted to their land. Pueblo peoples in the dry southwest built irrigation and farmed maize. Plains groups followed the bison. Eastern woodlands peoples farmed and lived in villages. And here's your memory hook. Maize made America settle. Corn spread north from Mexico, created food surpluses, and let societies grow larger and stay put. World 2, Europe. Power was consolidating into nation-states, with Portugal and Spain leading the way and France and England close behind. New tools made long voyages possible: the caravel, a nimble sailing ship, the astrolabe for navigation, and the printing press to spread ideas. What were they after? Wealth, and a sea route to Asia that skipped the Ottoman and Italian middlemen who controlled overland trade. Add religious zeal. Spain had just finished the Reconquista against Muslim rule and was fired up to spread Christianity. So, memorize the classic 3: God, gold, and glory. Faith, riches, and reputation. That's why Europe set sail. World 3, West Africa. Far from isolated, it held powerful, organized states, the Songhai Empire in this era, and earlier the legendary empires of Mali and Ghana. Their wealth flowed from Trans-Saharan trade, exchanging gold and salt across the desert. Cities like Timbuktu were centers of trade, scholarship, and Islam. Now, an important point for the exam. Slavery already existed in West Africa, but it often was not lifelong, and it was not based on race. The brutal, hereditary, race-based system of the Atlantic world develops later, and you'll trace how. West Africans were also skilled farmers, iron workers, and artisans whose knowledge would shape the Americas. So how does the story actually unfold? Step 1. Contact. When Columbus reaches the Caribbean in 1492 and opens sustained connection between the hemispheres. Step 2. The Columbian Exchange. Crops, animals, people, and devastating diseases crossing the Atlantic in both directions. Step 3. Spain builds a vast American empire powered by coerced labor systems like the encomienda. And Step 4. Europeans, Native Americans, and Africans clash, trade, and blend into new societies. Chapters 1.2 through 1.6 unpack each of these in detail. Let's pin down exactly what the College Board wants. Period 1 has two key concepts. Key Concept 1.1. Native populations spread across North America and built diverse, increasingly complex societies by adapting to their environments. Key Concept 1.2. Contact among Europeans, Native Americans, and Africans created the Columbian Exchange and huge social, cultural, and political changes on both sides of the Atlantic. Memorize these two sentences as your backbone. Almost everything in Unit 1 hangs off them. APUSH isn't just dates, it's themes that repeat across the whole course. 5 of them are especially loud in Period 1. Migration and settlement, as peoples move and put down roots. Geography and the environment, shaping how societies lived. Work, exchange and technology, the engines of trade and labour. America in the world, the global connections. And social structures, including the new hierarchies of race and labour. When you write essays, tie your evidence to a theme. It instantly makes your argument sharper. 2 historical reasoning skills matter most here. First, contextualization, setting the scene, describing the bigger situation around an event. Honestly, Period 1 is the context for the entire course. Second, causation, sorting out causes and effects. Why did Europeans sail? And what did contact change for everyone involved? In fact, the unit literally ends on a causation topic, 1.7. Train these 2 skills now, and you'll lean on them in every essay you write. Kind to lock it in. Here are your memory tricks for this chapter, and yes, screenshot this slide. 1. God, gold, glory. Europe's 3 motives: faith, riches, reputation. 2. 3 worlds become one Atlantic. The Americas, Europe, and West Africa connect into a single Atlantic world. 3. Maize made America settle. Corn created surpluses that built permanent villages. And 4. For the Columbian Exchange you'll meet next chapter, the New World gives crops. The Old World gives critters. Going east you get potatoes, maize, and tomatoes. Going west you get horses, hogs, and tragically, disease. 60-second recap. Here's everything that matters from Chapter 1.1. Period 1 runs from 1491 to 1607, the meeting of 3 worlds. The Americas were full of diverse, complex societies, never an empty land. Europe sailed for God, gold, and glory, armed with the caravel and the astrolabe. West Africa was wealthy and organized, and its slavery differed from the race-based Atlantic system that comes later. And the College Board's 2 key concepts: complex native societies and the Columbian Exchange. If you've got those, you're ready to move on. That's Chapter 1.1. Up next, Chapter 1.2, Native American Societies Before European Contact, where we zoom in on the peoples already living across North America and how their environments shaped them. If this helped, hit subscribe so you don't miss a single chapter on your way to a 5. I'll see you in the next one.